Hello, happy Monday, and welcome back to this channel. There is some things to get into, and we are diving right in. I'm Mandy Magnan. I'm an actor, a writer, producer, and director, and I also am a YouTube commentator, and today we are getting into everything It Ends With Us. If you're ready, I'm ready. Grab your emotional support lip gloss. We are going straight into it. You are in frame with Mandy Magnan. Woo-hee! Okay, well, today is the day. The most anticipated CD release of the fall is available. And no, it's not Taylor Swift's 130th variation on the horrible CD, okay? It's not that. The CD is out and available, and that's what we are going to be listening to today. And it is the secret recording that Steve SAROWITZ, the CEO of Wayfair, never consented to, didn't know what was happening, but a filmmaker that they were producing, Wayfair was producing their film, okay? Her directorial debut, a feature film by this woman, Ayoub. I guess she recorded a secret conversation without Steve SAROWITZ's consent and then handed it to Blake Lively and her people. Why? It doesn't even make sense. And that's what we are going to get into. We are going to listen to the entire phone call. I believe it's about 38 minutes. I've never listened to it at all. I was trying not to listen to other commentators and stuff today because it's kind of everywhere. I wanted to go in fresh, and that's what we're going to get into. But before we get into it, I think it's really important to revisit where this call came from, how Blake has been using it, and how she thinks that this is going to prove that she deserves to get treble damages, her attorney fees, costs paid, and everything through Law 47.1. Let's go. I pulled from Blake Lively's second amended complaint, so not the original, not the amended. This is the second amended complaint filed on September 8th. And this is her memorandum of law in support of motion for attorney fees, treble damages, and punitive damages under California Civil Code Section 47.1, which is retaliation against anyone who reports protected speech, like her alleged sexual harassment. It is very important to know that Blake Lively does reference Mr. SAROWITZ and this conversation in her first complaint as well as her amended complaint. But for this instance, and why this is important, is because she is claiming that this phone call proves retaliation from Wayfair. This is exactly what it says in her words. The Wayfair parties openly discussed their intent to retaliate against Miss Lively. Therefore, in the phone call, Steve SAROWITZ's intent has to be to retaliate against Miss Lively. It literally says here, and that's why she's using this conversation. Before and during this litigation, the Wayfair parties have repeatedly made clear their intent to retaliate against Miss Lively, including by weaponizing the legal system. As Miss Lively alleged in the SAC, her first complaint, that plan was backed by virtually unlimited resources. Wayfair's co-founder, co-chairman, and leading financier is multi-billionaire Steve SAROWITZ, who divulged to a witness at the film's New York premiere on August 6th, 2024, that he was prepared to spend $100 million to ruin the lives of Miss Lively and her family. That was not the only time Mr. SAROWITZ made such a threat. Later in August of 2024, even though the film had turned out very well and Wayfair had made a lot of money on it, Mr. SAROWITZ confessed to another witness, an individual who was working with Wayfair on an unrelated project, that if Miss Lively or Mr. Reynolds ever cross the line, I will go after them, he declared. I will protect the studio like Isn't Real protected itself from Hamas. There are 39,000 dead bodies. There will be 2 more dead bodies when I'm done, minimum. Not dead, but you're dead to me. So that kind of dead, but dead to a lot of people. If they ever get me to that point, then I'll make it worth their while because I'm going to spend a lot of money to make sure the studio is protected. Then she gives timestamps. These sentences were made in the phone call between 3:10 and 3:16, 26:01 to 26:09, and 25:04 to 25:32. And after Miss Lively brought suit here, the Wayfair parties, through their attorney, Brian Freeman, reconfirmed their intent to sue Miss Lively and others into oblivion. Oblivion shirts available in the link. Thus, the court need look no further than the Wayfair parties' own statements to confirm their intent to retaliate against Miss Lively for reporting sexual harassment and retaliation, including by filing their now dismissed claims. So, she is saying that in this conversation, says right here, the Wayfair parties openly discussed their intent to retaliate against Miss Lively. And now this is Miss Claire Ayoub's declaration that she so bravely put into the court system. And it says, I wrote and directed a film called Empire Waste, which was produced by Wayfair Studios, LLC. Justin Baldoni, a co-founder of Wayfair, was a producer. As part of my work on Empire Waste, I had repeated negative interactions with Mr. Baldoni and his associates. So not just Mr. Baldoni and his associates, including verbal abuse by Mr. Baldoni. I asked Wayfair that Mr. Baldoni not be permitted on set during the majority of production as a result of those experiences. Empire Waste was set to be released in the fall of 2024. In August of that year, as a result of my experiences with Mr. Baldoni and ongoing press coverage relating to Mr. Baldoni and It Ends With Us, I requested that he not be involved in Empire Waste's marketing or public relations effort. Wayfair agreed to my request. Less than a week after reaching that agreement, I was contacted by the assistant to Steve SAROWITZ, the co-founder and co-chairman of Wayfair, to schedule a time for me and Mr. SAROWITZ to speak. Mr. Sarowitz's assistant did not identify a topic for the meeting. I feared that Mr. Sarowitz wanted to discuss my recent request relating to Mr. Baldoni, worried that Mr. Sarowitz might pressure me to abandon the prior agreement that I had reached with Wayfair. I recorded our meeting. Now, knowing what you know now, right? I'm sure you've been following the case, or maybe not, and you're just interested in hearing the recording with Steve Sarowitz. That's fine. But now that we've covered that, I have not listened to it again. So we're going to be listening to it in real time together. But I wrote down some questions that I want to hear from the call that will prove Blake Lively and Claire at this point, because why she did this in the first place. To me, it screams social climber ladder, like social climber, like she just attaches herself to the next best thing, kind of like Jenny the man beater Slate and Liz Plank. Okay, but I have some questions for Miss Claire Ayoub. So Miss Claire, come to the front, because in this recording I need to hear Claire, first of all, being in fear, because she said in her own thing she was in fear and worried that Mr. Sarowitz was going to pressure her. So I need that, right? Like, I need to know that you were really nervous, you were worried, and that you were in fear. And those weren't just, big words that you were using, because everyone knows trigger words when you're putting together a document. And to me, it sounds like trigger words. However, let's see you in fear, or at least thinking, you're under pressure, you're worried, you're stressed, something like that. Also, from Claire, I need her talking about her negative experiences with Justin, bringing them up, talking about it at least, saying anything, because the whole point of the phone call, or so she thought, was her experiences with Justin Baldoni. So to me, if I'm getting on the call and been there, done that, right, where you have to get in a meeting on a call, whether it be HR, whether it be your bosses, whether it be anybody, and you're in fear and you're stressed and you're recording it, you address the issues that you're there for and that you're in fear of and that you're stressed about, right? So I need her to address her negative experiences with Justin. I need Steve Sarowitz talking about Blake Lively reporting her sexual harassment, because how is he having a phone call with this woman and it's retaliation against Blake. So I need something to do with Blake reporting SH in order for it to be protected speech. You know what I mean? I need Steve Sorowitz talking bad about Blake, insulting her, smearing her. Anything to prove that they are on this big smear campaign, right? I need him throwing Blake under the bus, okay? And also anything to do with Blake's protected speech, her reporting it, their retaliation against her, etc., etc., etc. As well as anything to do with retaliating against Blake for reporting this alleged sexual harassment. So I need this in the phone call in order to take what Claire said with any form of grain of salt or to have any truth in it or whatever. Okay, so that's what I need to hear from the call. That's what I was thinking about over the weekend. Those are my points that I want to hear in order to kind of believe any of these people, honestly. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. We're going to bring up this phone call, this secret, unconsented phone call from Claire Ayoub with Steve Sorowitz. Now, again, I haven't heard this yet, so I may be stopping and giving my little commentary, y'all. I might be stopping and going, or I might just take it all in. I don't know. We're going to see. But here it is. This is the Claire Ayoub secret recording, and this was brought from the amazing docketupdates.com. You can find it, docketupdates.com. And it better start, y'all, like a regular conversation. I want hello and goodbye. I want to know nothing was snipped out. I need the original, okay? No more games, no more lying, no more fluffing the truth there, Blake Lively. Let's go.
Oh, same. I can't wait. Yes. Thank you.
It'll be good.
Thank you. What's up, Steve?
And I'll let you and Steve chat.
Awesome. Great to see you, Elise.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, she's awesome. What's up? She's awesome. Your whole team is I just want to say
Whoa, already. Doesn't seem stressed or in fear to me. Okay, already. Let's just, this, I already know this is gonna just be a wild ride.
Elise.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, she's awesome. What's up? She's awesome. Your whole team is I just want to say thank you. Like, everyone has been so wonderful to work with. And I'm a big believer when you see people doing great work to be like, you're doing great work. So thanks
It's been a long few weeks, actually.
Oh, I'm sure it's been a long few weeks. Absolutely.
But, I think people can say what they want to say. And I don't know if you're watching the media at all.
No, I have been. I don't know what's going on. No one's spoken to me about it. So I just know I don't know what happened on that set, but I know the media can turn really really bad and negative. And I just rejoined TikTok for the film, and I was texting Rain. I was like, I rejoined it. It scares me, but I'm doing it. And just seeing how fast stuff blows up there too is really tough. Really tough.
Well, I don't think you're going to have any issues with this film.
No, Steve, when I tell you our cast and just the response from people, just from the trailer, and this is why I want to give major kudos to Ashmi, who's...
Hold the phone. He just said, you're not going to have any problem with this movie. And she said, no. Wouldn't that be your first thing to say is, wouldn't that be the first thing to say is, well, actually, I have had some problems with my film. That's why we're here, right? She is fluffing the guy.
Kicking ass at marketing. I emailed way back. She helped me out so much early on in our relationship with Blue Fox, and she was able to make a graphic for me with our awards, because I was going to be featured in the newspaper to hype our film festivals and everything. And she created that herself, and I legit was there with all the answers, there to help, there to push. And when I basically emailed, I think it was Jamie, Andrew, and Ryan being please give her either a raise or a promotion or both, because this is someone who, I worked in advertising for a long time, and when you see someone who's good at what they do, Oh man, she's been a real dream, real dream.
And Clay's easy to work with
Huh? Oh yeah.
at the theater, so no problems there.
Oh yeah, no, Clay's been great. Absolutely, I'm excited to see the space.
The ends with us drama is simply that it's a drama. I'm done with it.
Yeah, good.
It's going to happen when it's going to happen. Whatever's going to happen, whatever people want to think, they're going to think. I was worried about it at one point, and now I just now I'm just going to let the chips fall where they may.
Honestly,
and if it likes us, great. If they don't, they don't. We are who we are.
I think it's really tough too when it's something you've been really excited about, right? I think that makes it hurt even more when it almost eclipses the work and the message and all of that. And it's
Like you, right? Right? Because you just made a movie and apparently had really bad and negative interactions. Where is... Oh, gosh.
really painful to see.
At the time we released, we were not excited about it. We just wanted to get done with
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry.
You
No, I'm sure.
Way before all the stuff.
No, I'm sure.
This isn't too tough. Let's get through it. Hopefully it's not too bad. And it's turned out very well. We've made a lot of money.
I was going to say it's been very successful, and I love the No More partnership. I think that's awesome and important. And looking at that side of doing that work and focusing on that and focusing on centering a story of, domestic violence that is so common for so many people in the U.S. and around the world. So I was really glad to see it resonate around the world too, because it's very much not an American issue.
No, it's a worldwide issue. So yeah, we did our best to try and keep it centered on that. We didn't succeed, but that's okay. The public said, please center on this.
There you go. I know. It's tough. It's tough with that side of, I've been very grateful to be able to be in the room because it's my production company and because I own the IP. I've been very lucky to be able to have my voice have weight, and since it is even though for me it's a huge movie, and thank you for funding it, looking at that, right, of having people who respect the work that's already been done and are aligned with the impact, right, of really being we, instead of creating a fashion line, what we're going to be doing, I'm so excited.
You're not creating a fashion line.
Not for this. What we're going to be doing for the social.
I mean, if you did create a fashion line,
oh no, it will be great. It will be great. But for now, for social, we're going to be amplifying the work of everyone who's already doing inclusive fashion, accessible fashion, to drive people to their stores, to drive people to their accounts. So that's what we're going to be doing for the lead up. Because I got to meet so many people in this process, Steve, who are the Lenores, right? They are doing this work, especially both in the plus size space, but also the accessible fashion space, including disabled designers who are creating what they wish they had. So that is what I'm so...
That sounds real great, Claire. But the reason why it didn't work for them to bring DV to the front, which is what their goal was, and that's what Steve was talking about before you cut him off and started talking about you, and what you're going to do with your movie, is because of Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, which we all know now because of Maximum Effort. They pushed hair care products, flowers, and booze, alcohol. Because why not promote alcohol during a movie about DV? Let's just see what else she has to say. What a conversation so far. We're only 5 minutes in. I'm going to let it play for a while unless something real juicy pops up.
So psyched about and just continuing to build our community in that way. But yeah, and we're making I'm leading merch, so I'll send you merch when it comes out, which I'm so excited about. And yeah, it's really fun. We're working with this great designer, illustrator who did, I don't know if you ever saw it, the illustration of the 5 girls before the casting call. I basically had no ability to make a composite to show what our cast would look like because this kind of representation had not been seen in films. And so I basically had her draw me an illustration of the 5 characters, and we used that until we had stills from set. It's incredible. So she is creating all these fun quote graphics, and then we split, it's a 60-40 with Wayfair and P&G on profits. So I'm super psyched. And so we're going to be creating that. I think we got the okay to use. We're going to be making the Empire Waist t-shirts from the movie, which I'm so excited about. and getting our designers from that involved, which I'm so psyched. So that is fun. But for now, for this first line, is really pushing people to see the work that's already being done out there, because a lot of them have their own communities too, and using this as a way to amplify. Ditto other female writer directors, right? There are a lot of people out there that aren't going to have our commercial.
Well, female-centric films will never succeed, so I don't know.
LOL. Oh my God. Barbie baby.
And it ends with us.
And right? Exactly.
They dissed it. They dissed it.
Oh no, it's always
like liveliness. It ends with us. I was talking to people. I talked to some people at the numbers like a couple months ago at CinemaCon, and maybe 3 months ago, and they said this is going to do 40 million domestically. Women, of course, women are not expected to, women are like the ones who drive so many things. Of course, a female-centric movie is going to do well. That's crazy.
Honestly, and what drives me bananas, ditto, I mentor a lot of creators, especially writers of color and directors of color. And what drives us bananas is that if you look at the box office, if you look at a lot of the big sales leading up for the first part of the summer, majority of your audiences were Black and Latino, right? Yet the majority of stories we're seeing on screen are not reflecting them and their stories and their experiences. So you have this incredible juggernaut of the economy willing to go to the box office, yet they're not taken seriously or worthy enough to have projects backed to be seen on screen. So it's really undermining the power of different groups, like breaking it down into financials, right? And undermining the power of word of mouth from women, undermining the power of word of mouth of communities of color, right? Of saying, this has our seal of approval. We all have to show up and show out for this person, right? It's incredible. So it's just it's really frustrating. And one of the reasons I held on to the IP was I wanted, with my other projects, to be able to fund, similar to me, like voices that are not seeing themselves, people not seeing themselves represented on screen, just for development, right? Just to be like, set aside time to do these live readings. Set aside time to meet your audience where they are and develop it, because you are worthy of doing it. Because that for me,
If you look at Hollywood, like the top, so It Ends With Us is now, I think, the 11th highest grossing film. It's going to be 10 pretty soon.
I'm so excited for you.
But every film in front of it is a rerun.
Yeah, right? The best feedback we've been getting, in addition to people seeing themselves represented on screen, has been, oh my God, it's not a remake or a sequel. And I'm like, and then take it from, like, I'm part of these amazing filmmaker communities, and I'm sure you have them too in Chicago, of just people creating incredible original work who they're not seen as being valuable because it doesn't have an IP, or it doesn't have, hasn't been proven that it works before. So you look at it, and it's like the industry can be incredibly uncreative for being a creative industry. And it's one of the reasons why, like, I encourage people to meet your audience first. Like, prove that, because our movie resonated with people from 14 to 84. And that was, for me, in addition to the creative, and this is why I teach it. I teach the creative, but I also teach the business. I'm like, prove why you are worth an investment. And like, be comfortable talking about that.
I think it would go lower than 14. I think.
Oh no, that was just the script. The movie went down to 8.
Yeah.
Movie went down to 8 and beyond. And like that for us, I don't know if I told you this, our editor, Aziza, she has now her daughter's 8, 7. She was 5 years old when we were editing, and we edited on Zoom for most of it. And she would love watching the movie. She still quotes the movie. But there's one part where Kayla goes, "It's me, bitches," during like a photo shoot. And Aziza would jump in front of her and go, "Ah!" So she wouldn't hear the word and start saying it over and over. It's the best. But the best part was when we moved from remote to our edit bay, as Satya drew all these adorable dresses that we covered all our walls in the edit bay. And she would come to visit us, and she was 5. And I had a designer who I met who's an amazing, Melissa Mercedes, who I'm going to ask to do some work for us for screenings. Like, she brought her 16-year-old daughter and her 8-year-old son. And it was so cool because Marissa, she's crying. She's crying from the emotional side of being a mom, being a woman who's plus size. Her daughter turns to me and goes, "I'm going to force everyone I know to see this." Like, it was so earnest. And then her son goes,
Oh my gosh. And anyone done listening to Blake Lively yet? I mean, Claire Ayoub? Holy camole. Blah, 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 blah. I would be embarrassed to have released this call without Steve even saying anything so far. However, where is her stress? Where is her fear? Where is her fear? What's going? It doesn't seem like anything. This just seems like her on the call, toot toot, pulling her own horn, pumping herself up. Like, what is going on so far?
I liked when the dad put his hand in peanut butter. Like, it was just so rad, right? Because it hits everybody and it hits everyone.
Well, it's an original movie, which we don't have. Like I said, Ezra, which we made, was an original movie,
which I loved.
Great.
Which I loved.
We just have to get more people out. So let's see what happens. We'll put it out there. I'm sure we'll have a good run here in Highland Park, at least decent.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
We'll see. And the bottom line is that the victory is getting it out.
Honestly, right? And the fact that we're going to be in theaters, we're going to be on Friday. Our trailer's going to be in theaters. Which for me and Crystal, I stopped our meeting with Blue Fox, and I was like, "Sorry, I'm just going to scream real quick. That is so cool." And the fact we had 1 million views on Twitter, we had just an incredible response, and all these people, Steve, who inspired me to get into this work, who have incredible followings, are now following and reaching out to me and asking if I'll talk about it. I'm like, your book shaped how your social movement shaped how I see the world. So that in particular, the word of mouth campaign, as well as the paid we're going to be putting behind this. I know we got, I think, 150K promised from P&G, which is going to make a big difference. But for the education curriculum, the conversation we had with Debbie is fantastic, because a lot of what we're doing for Crystal and I are doing is really word of mouth, spreading everything to people who will really be able to amplify the education curriculum too. So that way we can keep the money focused on promoting the film and getting, butts and seats for theaters, and then us amplify our network, which is really fun.
Amazing. Well, we'll do our best to.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. But I also know, coming off the It Ends With Us stuff, I just want to say I see you, and it is exhausting. It's exhausting. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Jamie was the most exhausted.
Oh, I'm sure.
Everybody.
Well, he was, I'm sure, the go-between with Sony, right?
He was the go-between. He was the one who was taking the brunt of the hits, because you didn't see the brunt of the hits, the slam jobs on us.
Oh, I didn't.
No, because nobody saw them.
Right.
Jamie was stopping it. So Jamie was stopping the worst of the worst. Oh. There was a point where they were trying to slam the Baha'i Faith. He got that done and out. So, basically...
Who was? Was it Sony or was it public? Yikes. That's icky.
No, it was Blake. But do you hear that? This is Wayfarer defending themselves. He just said Jamie took the brunt of it. You should see the hits that we were taking, the attacks that we were taking. And nobody saw them because Jamie made them stop. They went after their faith. They tried that in August of 2024. And do you remember when this lawsuit first started at the beginning of the year? They tried it again to go after their faith. Absolutely despicable to attack anyone for their faith. Disgusting. But it's defending. And then she says, who? Was it Sony or the public? Blake. I feel like that was, I don't know. And she brings up It Ends With Us. And that was at 13:05. She brings up It Ends With Us and how exhausting it must be. I wonder if at this point she was talking with Blake and Ryan. This is going to get very interesting. But this again proves that they are defending themselves against this smear campaign coming from Blake. Oh gosh. Oh.
Icky.
Oh, they went after everything we had. Luckily, I was out of it. So
I'm glad.
Nobody had mentioned me. But that's because I'm a nobody. I'm nobody.
We know who you are.
Yeah, but
it's kind of a blessing. Let me tell you, it's kind of a blessing.
I know. Well, that's right. No, there's all these things that, because Blake and Ryan paid for the movie. I'm like, really? Really? Send me a check.
Every time I've seen that, or some of the comments I see, or on the flip, they'll say that Blake sold her cut back to, and I was like, that's not how it works. You own the footage. Like, that's not how it, and people will say it so confidently. And they'll be like, yeah, because they bankrolled the movie. And I'm like, that's not how that's not how it works.
Right. But we just sit there quietly and let them think what they want. And, ultimately we're not going to, but Blake and Ryan are billionaires. I don't think they are, actually.
No. And even...
Bam! He says it. We just sat there quietly and let it happen. How much more evidence do we need from Wayfair that they were being attacked and only defending themselves? And that, I think, got to Ryan Reynolds, the billionaire. I don't know if y'all heard it, but he says, I don't know, they think that they're billionaires, but I don't think they are really. And she's even says, Claire says, I know the type of people you are. Blessings. Where's the fear? Where's the problems? Where's the stress? Where's the negative interactions? Are we going to get there, Claire? Huh? Or Blake 2.0 is what I should be calling you.
Even if then, like, everyone has a stake in everything. It's a lot. And yeah, I think it was just fanning the flames and people... I saw this so I started following this great TikToker who is a PR expert, and she specifically talked about how August is like the worst thing for something to happen because people blow it up because it's like very quiet. And so like looking at that, she's fascinating. But she basically is like a lot of the biggest dramas have happened in August when people are like out of office at these like publications, and people just kind of run rampant because it's still summer and just blow everything up. But no matter what, it just sucks to... I'm sending out the love. I'm sorry. It's been so exhausting. And
Yeah,
I'm hoping this is a positive boost.
I just talked to Jamie. He's going on vacation for 2 weeks, so I'm
Good.
hoping that it's too hard while he's on vacation.
There you go. Good.
So hopefully he needs a 2-week vacation. He's been working around the clock.
Yikes.
He and Justin and their families are going on vacation.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah,
So what can I do when you're in Chicago?
Oh my God, who knows? I mean, I'm just excited to see you. I'm excited to meet the Humanity Rising kids. Seriously, like because this is what Crystal and I love doing, and so do Mia and Mima. But no, I think looking at that, talking to students always makes us really happy. I know I'm going to try to find a photographer to do like a little photo shoot with me, Mima, and Mia, since we're all going to be together all glammed up. So I'll keep you tuned in on that because I'd love for you to be in on that too. But yeah, no, I think for us, we're just excited to reunite. And I think Blue Fox is working with Humanity Rising to get some like press involved and stuff like that. But you let me know.
That's good. I think press. No, Blue Fox is going to do the press. Is that correct?
Blue Fox, yes. So they have their PR person who's pushing, and then I connected him with Debbie because, oh man, she's on top of it. She sent me like 3 emails the next day being like, here are 8 different things you can do. I'm like, all right, hell yeah. So I connected her to all the people to help out. So she's going to connect us to Alicia Gupta, who's at NBC, who's a partner who featured Humanity Rising. And then I also have some folks in Chicago that I'm reaching out to who are writers on the ground and great folks that could potentially amplify our work too, which is the best. But yeah.
We'll work with our community and try to get our community out there. I think we'll probably push our community more on the 30th.
Makes sense. Well, you let me know. Honestly, Steve, this is a collab. So, like, you let me know if you want me to spread the word with I wanted to make sure you guys get priority for filling the space. But also, if you want me to push our Wellesley community, you got it.
Push it all. I'd rather be turning people away.
You got it.
So, look, unless our theater is full every night, you guys, which is not, you guys can push all you want.
Awesome.
We rarely fill the theater.
Yeah.
So
this is what, 198, right?
199.
Oh, that's exciting.
Worst case scenario, we're turning people away at the door. That's great.
Cool. I know we have.
Wouldn't that be the time when Steve Sarowitz says to you, so what can I do? How can I help you in Chicago? Where you would say, as Claire Ayoub, who is in fear and stressed about her negative interactions with Justin and his associates, then B, okay, well, can you make sure that Justin isn't there, that But nothing. She's all bells and whistles, just waiting to go. I don't hear one shred of an issue so far with anybody from Wayfarer.
We have we call it the Wellesley Mafia. I went to Wellesley College, and when I tell you they are the mafia, who was like a huge reason why I got the movie made in the first place, because I did that like nationwide script tour, and they were the ones that were like amplifying when I would be in different cities, that were like putting me up, that were calling in favors, that were hosting me for the events and stuff. And so they're all over the country, and we're going to be doing, I don't know if I told you this, we're doing a nationwide, or a Wellesley Worldwide Watch Party for opening weekend. I just sent it out yesterday to all there are 80 different alumni clubs around the world. So we sent it out specifically for the US and Canada to do opening weekend, to go together with their organization, do group tickets, and like post about it. And then Wellesley College is going to be posting about it, and they're going to encourage all their students to go opening weekend too, because we should be in Framingham in Massachusetts. So like it's really exciting, but we have a very active Chicago club. So I will share it with them.
Invite them all.
Yeah, I'll share it with them.
Invite them all, their families, their friends.
Oh, they'll love it. They'll love it. They'll love it. No, absolutely. So no, we'll team up on that. I always want to make sure. That's what Debbie was saying to you. I was like, I want to make sure we have space for Humanity Rising students, but if you want me to fill that place up, we will fill it up. And Crystal has space too.
Fill it up.
Yeah.
And then we have another showing on the 30th if
Awesome.
our people or on the 29th.
Awesome.
With rain. So they can go to the rain showing. And if they don't want to go to the rain showing, if they can't make that, there's a showing on the 30th.
I love it. I'm so glad he's coming down there for opening night. When I tell you, he really had my back during filming. I can't tell you how.
I'm sorry, the 29th is when, the 27th.
27th. Yeah. But like he really had my back during filming. Because this was my first feature, and he would always, when he had a thought, he'd go, "You don't have to take this." I was like, "Rain, I'm gonna take your thought. It's gonna be great." But he really, I was so grateful to work with him, and just the way he approached the actors, and he still does, of being like, "I'm an equal, like I'm Rain, hello," like that for me, for all of them, made them feel really seen and safe.
It must have been so starstruck to be working with Rain most.
They were, but he like from the first time we talked on the phone, he's like, "I don't want them to feel intimidated by me." Like that was, and I relayed that to the team. I was like, "Rain wants you to know," and he walked the walk when he got there. He like shook everyone's hand, including the extras who had no lines and like no names in the movie. And he's like, "I'm Rain. It's so nice to meet you. Let's have fun." And like when I tell you, because that was like the vibe we were really cultivating on this set, of making sure people felt safe. And wow, what a gift. What a gift.
The irony is Justin is just like that, and like you hear things from the end, and it ends with us set. So you hear two different sets. It's like, wait a second, which set was it? Was it the set that Brandon Sklenar talked about, where it was amazing?
Yeah.
Or was it the set that Brandon Sklenar talked about?
Honestly, it's so tricky, especially, I don't know.
Hold the phone. Let's go back 1 second now. Yes, they are talking about Rainn Wilson. He is a comedian and an actor. Wayfarer and him it looks like a very close partnership, because he's in their projects a lot. But then he says Justin is exactly the same, and she says, yeah. Wouldn't that be an opportunity to be like, well, actually, I would like to talk to you? I mean, at any point, she could have taken the reins. But then what does he say about Brandon Sklenar? I just want to go back here and re-listen to that one time.
We were really cultivating on this set, of making sure people felt safe. And wow, what a gift. What a gift.
The irony is Justin is just like that, and like you hear things from the end, and it ends with us set. So you hear two different sets. It's like, wait a second, which set was it? Was it the set that Brandon Sklenar talked about, where it was amazing?
Yeah. Or
was it the set that Brandon Sklenar talked about?
Honestly, it's so tricky, especially, I don't know. Because I wasn't there, so I don't know what it was like.
I was.
You were there. Was it bad?
No.
Oh, God.
Justin never has a bad set. Yes, it was the worst set he's ever been on, but no, it wasn't bad. I was there on set. It was, Justin is really kind and loving, and he's like Rain. So you imagine Rain's running a set. It's just, it's a Baha'i set. It's never going to be like that. No, it was just, everything was made up. It was manufactured, and it was manufactured on purpose in order to take Justin down.
It sucks. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry, because I know the intentions of making the movie were with such a purpose. I'm sorry to have this going on. I'm
The good
hoping
news
it's...
is it didn't take Justin down.
No, I'm hoping it's winding down. Fingers crossed.
I think it's going, well, Hollywood's still got a hold of it.
Yeah. That's because it's quiet. Again, August, man. August. I'll send you this video from this TikToker. I love her. I love her. She is just like, she is a pro. I think she's in her like 50s. And she like breaks it down to like educate people, to also make them better consumers of being like, hey, is what you're reading true? Or, you know, what is a source? Like, who could it be? You know, like breaking it down to everything to make people more informed readers too. Because yeah, when I saw everything blowing up, I was just like, oh, Jesus. Like it just, and just, yeah, I was actually in Chicago for a wedding, for a friend's wedding that weekend. And I was just like, had rejoined TikTok to like share the trailer. And then I was like, oh my God. What's going on? But yeah,
I've read more of that. I've never was on TikTok before. I've read enough, but
right,
you know, it seems like TikTok, Instagram are pretty pro Justin.
Yeah.
There's Reddit is a little bit more even, but Reddit just seems mean spirited.
Reddit can be very weird. I've been on some pages that are like, so like for plus size fashion and stuff, it's very supportive, but I think it's also, there are different corners of it where people go just to be like terrible.
Yeah.
Reddit freaks me out. Reddit freaks me out.
Oh, they're both assholes.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
No, Reddit freaks me out.
You have no idea what you're talking
about.
That's
the thing.
You haven't read anything. You haven't watched anything. You're just trying to be mean.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. We're also there's a big push right now about parasocial relationships. Like I don't know if you know the singer Chappell Roan. She just blew up this year. She was like an indie artist. I want to say like 6 months ago, and like completely blew up. And she actually came out this week. Or last week on a podcast talking about that it's not okay to stalk people because they're famous. Like it's not okay. Like you don't know me. And like it was very honestly brave because people are like, well, you know, I made you. And she's like, no, like I don't owe you anything and my family's in danger right now. And people keep trying to touch me and keep trying, you know, and like putting up that kind of boundary to be like, we don't know each other, but people form these parasocial relationships, right? Of where they're like, oh, I know you. I've known everything you've ever made. And I, you know, they attach their hopes and dreams to a person who's human, who they've never met or like haven't worked with, or, you know, it can just be really scary. It can be super scary. I don't know. But I'm sorry it's been so... Are you able to take a vacation soon, Steve? Do you get to rest your brain?
No, but mine isn't so bad. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Jamie was working till 11 o'clock at night. I just checked in occasionally.
Yeah.
There was a week that was long for me when we thought we were going to have to go into court.
Oh,
and
God.
I still don't know that we won't have to go into court.
Sure.
I just know that for right now, it seems like détente. And then if they persist and they push to the limits, then we'll go to court. And then it's all on me. Then I'll be working harder than Jamie did because
it's going to be protecting the studio, right?
I will protect the studio like Israel protected itself from Hamas. So there were 39,000 dead bodies. There will be 2 dead bodies when I'm done, minimum. And so not dead, but you know, dead to you're dead to me.
You're dead to me.
So that kind of dead, but dead to a lot of people. If they ever get me to that point, then I'll make it worth their while because I'm going to spend a lot of money to make sure the studio is protected. But I don't.
Hold the frickin' phone. They were joking. Obviously, I knew it was taken out of context because the way it was said, and then he actually says like not dead, but dead to. She was making fun of it too. You're dead to me. What? And also through that whole chunk, there was so many opportunities for her to raise these concerns with Justin and with his associates and doesn't say anything. Steve says Justin has never had a bad set. He's kind and loving, and she agrees. He says everything was made up and manufactured. There was a week where we thought that we were going to have to go to court. But if they push me, if they continue, we will go to court and I will defend it. And now you might like or not like what example he used. I don't like it per se, but I mean, I've said things also when I'm in the heat of the moment and I'm talking to someone, especially when I'm on the phone with my besties or my mom, and I say crazy stuff, okay? I'm like, I will F you up, da, da, da. You know, when you're like, whatever it is. his example might not be for everyone, but it's literally, he says, not dead, but dead to me. And then she says, yeah, dead to me. Like she's in on it. This is wild. This is wild.
I don't think we'll go there.
Yeah, I hope not. As someone who
that's not the world I want to live in.
No, I hope it goes away. I just hope it goes away, or that people lose interest or realize it's harming everyone's career.
Yeah, I think that we'll just probably for years.
Yeah.
This is not going to go away. I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah.
We'll have to be defensive for years because there'll be stuff coming at us. I will be defensive for years. So if they ever cross the line, then I will go after them.
Yeah.
And Jamie at one point called me up and said, I think we're going to need you.
Yeah.
And we have lawyers ready to go. We have our press people, our PR people working.
Glad.
We haven't had to engage the lawyers much yet.
That's good. That's a good sign. That's a good sign because that gets ugly.
Nothing's really hit our studio. Like it's never, like basically people love Justin and they still love Justin.
Yeah, that's good.
And if you meet Justin, how could you not love Justin?
I know. But yeah, I'm just glad that I'm just sending all the good energy. I hope it stays safe. I hope it stays safe. It's tough.
You know what? Just you were lucky you had a production like that. Almost all of our production is almost all of our productions are like that.
I'm glad. Ooh, I also heard, just total tangent, ADHD. I heard the Hurricanes got their trailer premiered on NBC this morning.
Really?
Yeah, they got their premiere on NBC, which is so, they talked about it in our meeting on Tuesday. I'm so excited to see this doc. I'm so excited. It's like right up my alley. I'm so psyched.
That is, the Hurricanes is very good. Yeah, we've been involved with some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And we can play it. And we've got other films by other people we're playing.
Yeah.
We're playing a film about disabled people called Daruma.
Ooh.
We have a film that's coming out. We have Sugarcane, which is playing now. And then we have, hang on. I'm trying to think of the name of the next film. Bull Street.
Cool. I was gonna ask, have you always wanted to open a movie theater, or is it something that's been percolating in your brain, or was it just because I love a dear friend of mine, I thought of you, a dear friend of mine who's like, she's a product manager and she's a phenomenal filmmaker as well on the side, but she's trying to switch careers and wants to open up a movie theater. So I'm loving talking to people who run them to ask what made you get into it, and also any advice you have for them I can pass along.
What is her job right now?
Product manager at Warby Parker. She's a genius. She keeps everything moving. And she's based in New York. She really wants to move to Barcelona. She lived in, I think, France for years, right out of college or right after high school. And we met in a theater festival we were both in. And she is just one of those people who's brilliant, but also supports the hell out of other creators. And I just love being her friend. But she loves movies. Basically, movies are how she gets through tough times at work. She'll double up on her movie going during the week and wants to share that with people.
Here's what I would say. People aren't going to movies. It's been a challenge for me. I've lost a lot of money. Having said that, it's also, I don't think movie theaters are completely going away.
No, not at all.
I think the renaissance will come, but you have to have an angle at it.
Yeah, right?
Does she have the money to withstand some bad times?
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Well, I wouldn't do it unless she had a little extra money.
I know. I think for her, it's a dream in the future, but also she wants to learn how to run one. But that's important to know. Same thing that's why I love. I'm very close to my lawyer for this reason, where I like talking through stuff with her to be like, okay, what is the real meat and potatoes? Same thing with my accountant, right? Or I'm like, hey, how do I actually do this? What's the paperwork? How much will it cost me to keep account?
Girl, you should have talked to your lawyer friend before giving this over to Blake Lively. How about that? You should have consulted lawyers before writing that freaking declaration, because there is only about 9 minutes left, and so far I haven't heard nothing. Nothing. Especially your declaration saying how inferior you were. You're asking this man for business advice for a friend to open a movie theater. He's like, does she have money? I'm ready to go. Let's talk about it. And she's like, oh no, she's not there yet. You're kissing this man's butthole. open up. I mean, could you, like, your face must still be brown from kissing his ass so hard. My gosh, the audacity. Anyway, there's 9 minutes left, Claire Ayoub. Let's see what you got here, Miss I'm in Fear.
Counting going for this one project, right? And like stuff like that of knowing the nitty gritty. But I feel like, is there any way I can support y'all for Wayfarer Theaters?
You just give us a shout out, give us a video. A video would be great. Saying, hey, so work with Clay on that. A video would be great.
And we're gonna be there. So like for us, especially creating that kind of a fun experience with like the catwalk and just Steve, thank you. We're so freaking excited to do the screening there. Like, and to have us be together for that is so exciting.
And you're gonna love
I
the
can't
theater
wait.
itself.
I can't wait. I love a theater. Theaters make me feel, this is why my friend and I are friends. Like theaters make us feel very safe and like we're about to explore a different universe. It's always the best.
Our theater is not a typical theater.
I love it.
You heard much about it?
Wait, no, I know that the point of it is wait, do you mean the actual space? Oh wait, walk me through. No. I know about what you're offering, but I don't know about the space.
You walk in and there's a hologram of Justin and Jamie and Tara and me saying welcome to Wayfarer, and
oh my god, I'm obsessed.
And then there's you walk upstairs, and actually when you walk in, right, it says Flowers of One Garden Community, so community board.
Love
and
it.
You walk upstairs and it says Oneness. Then there's a 9-pointed Baha'i star on the ceiling.
Whoa.
The lobby's all been redone. There's a big screen in the back showing the movies we make, and there's a cafe. And then as you walk down the hallway, there's kind of cool carpeting and ceiling. And there's also a Lily Bloom's flower shop right now.
I love that. I know I saw that from the screen from social. I did. I thought it looked very cool.
A sign that says where there is love, nothing is too much trouble, and there's always time.
Love it.
At the end of the hall. So basically what I'm saying is that it's a Baha'i inspired, open Baha'i inspired movie theater, but
which is
like,
beautiful.
Everyone knows, like, we will not play violent movies, we will not play horror movies. We'll only play and so we've got just this ton of women empowered movies over the next few months.
Very cool. Well, I have a question. How far is it DePaul? How far is DePaul from you?
About less than an hour, depending on traffic.
So I have a friend of mine who I met through the Blacklist, who is he's like a genius. He works with them for their feature lab, so he was my mentor for that. But he teaches at DePaul, so it could be a potential collab for them to show like their student films, to like do that kind of collaboration, or even like to turn it into like a film marathon for them to like learn from, or things like that if they're an hour. But I could connect him with Clay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh no, I love the community stuff, so that's why I asked how can I help.
I'm extremely connected.
Oh, I know you are. Yeah.
So,
but especially I think that's been the coolest thing. And I know for me, like the first time I got to see my movie on a big screen, like was unreal. Or even like going to film festivals and stuff and meeting other filmmakers is just always really fun and affirming. And I know, let me ask around. I'll ask around, especially in the Highland Park area, who I know doing stuff. Because especially like for young kids of color to see stuff that they've shot on their freaking iPhone, like up on a big screen, like it's so cool. It's so cool.
We've done that.
Yeah, I love it.
More of that.
I love it. Honestly, like that side, and it's clear where your heart is too. But it's tough with the business side of wanting to make sure you know everything. Of course, it's in the black because that's our job.
I have a friend who might want to do that for me. I got to talk to.
Yeah.
Like start doing filmmaking classes. For
honestly,
kids.
like when I tell you, like I teach and I always offer financial aid because a lot of folks just to like clear that barrier. But what is so fun about it is it's them starting to build their own community too. So it's like having a teacher, but for them to be able to text each other, to support each other, and like start building that community early instead of feeling isolated. Like my filmmaker community had my back so hard during this. Like half of them were part of my director's cut early screening when I was like getting notes and things like that. And we support the hell out of each other. And like forming that early as a young creator, I mean, no brainer. And making, especially since you have a cafe, making it a place to hang out and like bring your ideas. Something I had for an idea down the road was having like a little board of like looking for creatives, like looking for a cinematographer, looking for a, like kind of a thing where you can hang out. So like even turning your cafe into that kind of a supportive space for filmmakers. It could be fun.
We got a lot of work in front of us right now.
I know.
Anyway, I better run so I can have my break today.
Go have your break, and it was great talking to you. And I'm just sending all the love. I do hope it calms down. I will say that.
It's going to calm down. It's already calmed down.
Good. I'm glad. All right, my friend. It was great to see you. Thanks for hanging out.
Just we will see each other in person in 1 month.
I'm so psyched. And I'll send you all the good stuff.
Well, I'm really looking forward to getting it out there, and I'm glad that I couldn't believe we weren't going to do anything.
I know. I was a little bummed too. I know that, but also it's such a huge ensemble, and it's such a small budget film, and Blue Fox is putting up a lot of cash to do a lot of this stuff, which I'm so grateful for. So for us, what I'm going to try to do between you and me, if we do a New York screening with Blue Fox, I'm going to see who they're flying out, and then I might fly out 2 other people from our core cast, so they can all just reunite together, and we could just celebrate and go do karaoke or something just to celebrate. Yeah, it's why we do it, right? Community's everything. But when I tell you how excited people are around the world, it's unreal.
That's wonderful. It just be a sleeper hit then.
Honestly, really cool. That's what everyone's saying. It's very cool. I'm not getting.
It would be great if we have another hit for Wayfair, and we're going to.
No, right? And that's the thing. And this is a female-led project, right? Of really all female department heads, everyone working on this project. I'm really centering our casting team that did the nationwide casting call, because the casting agencies didn't have people. They didn't have them. So we're hoping with especially Blacklist is going to be really amplifying the development process and what we did. So adding that to industry recognition is going to be huge. So I'm very excited. So
I love this women's empowerment. We have another. I think I told you another first-time director we supported.
Yes, a woman named Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. I'm so excited for her. We're
trying to get her first big break. Maybe people will hear of her.
But Scarlett Jo, who? I can't. I love it. No, but honestly, every time you're a first-time feature director, it's your first time being a feature director. It's tough. I love that.
She was so cool, calm, collected, and confident.
No,
and nice.
Which is what you want, and just professional, right? You want someone who's professional, who
I don't. It's so interesting because you work with so many people, and almost everybody's nice. And then there's Blake, who's she's totally different than everyone else.
I'm sorry.
It's not to say anything bad about her, but she's different. Different.
There you go.
Dan, there you go. So I wanted Steve Sarowitz to badmouth Blake, right? To prove that he was smearing her. And all he said was that there are really nice people and then there are Blake. And right away he apologizes for it and says not to say anything bad about her. So even now he's not saying anything bad about Blake. He's just saying she's not a nice person. She's not a good person to work with. Unlike Scarlett Jo, unlike Scarlett Johansson, who he says is calm, cool, collective, and nice. She was super nice. And I don't know about this Claire Ayoub, because it seems like she wants to throw everyone under the bus, because the way she even says about the casting directors is wild. If you hear me on an audio throwing casting directors under the bus, please know I am never going to release that on my own to the public. Okay, she's still an actor at the end of the day and a filmmaker and wants to get cast. So she's saying the casting directors didn't have the people. That wasn't cool. And for someone who talks about community as much as that word comes out of this woman's mouth, community. This woman even said, I love community. That's why I'm always asked, how can I help? Community is everything. While secretly on a phone call recording this man who is funding your entire project. Be so fucking for real, girl. How delusional are you? That is so backwards. That is crazy. What a two-sided little...
There you go.
And I don't...
I'm sorry.
It's you're going to get her first big break. Maybe people will hear of her.
But Scarlett Jo, who? I can't. I love it. No, but honestly, every time you're a first-time feature director, it's your first time being a feature director. It's tough. I love that.
She was so cool, calm, collected, and
I'm glad.
confident.
No,
And nice.
Which is what you want, and just professional, right? You want someone who's professional, who like.
I don't, it's so interesting because you work with so many people, and almost everybody's nice. And then there's Blake, who's she's totally different than everyone else.
I'm sorry.
It's like, not to say anything bad about her, but
No.
she's different. Different.
There you go.
And I don't. I think for the most part, most people see what we're doing, see we're nice, and they're nice back.
Yeah.
Even if they weren't perfectly nice. And I just think, some people forgot to learn how to be nice.
The industry, I left it for a while, Steve. I left it for a while. There was a reason I was originally going to make this movie in my hometown. It's a tough, icky place. It can be a very icky place.
I think that there's a lot of good people out there. So what we're doing is we're figuring out who we want to work with, who we don't want to work with. And then we'll just work with them. And then it's done. And anyway, have a wonderful day. I'll see you.
You too. I hope you enjoy your break. It was good to see you.
Tell all your friends.
I will. I'm going to send the invite out. Absolutely. And I just have them RSVP to Clay, right? I think.
Yes,
Perfect.
exactly.
Perfect. Awesome.
RSVP to Clay and or Elise.
Awesome.
She can help as well. Anyway, you can talk to Elise and Clay and ask who they want.
Perfect. I will.
I actually think that it's probably better having it go through Elise and her team, but ask them who they want it to go through.
I'll ask. Awesome. Thank you, Steve. I hope you have a good rest of your week.
You too.
Bye.
I'll see you. Bye.
Claire Ayoub, your audacity to leak this to Blake Lively and get it in her hands, disgusting. At the end of the call, how you're saying, oh yeah, I had to leave the industry for a while. The industry can be very yucky. It's very icky. It's icky. Yeah, you're the problem. Liz Plank, a problem. Blake Lively, obviously a problem. Stephanie motherfucking Jones, Jenny the man beater Slate. All y'all are mean girls. And Steve Sarowitz said it right at the end. Most people are really nice, and even if they aren't nice, they see us and they respond nice to us because we're just nice people, and that's the way we operate. And she says, yeah, it's just so ucky. The industry is so ucky or icky. And then he says, yeah, there's just some people who never learned how to be nice. And that's you. You two-faced woman. That was the recording, guys. That was the recording. Now, once again, something that Blake Lively is using as her smoking gun to prove her points is a nothing burger. It actually proves the point of Wayfair that they were being bullied and smeared against and having to defend themselves. Did Steve Sarowitz say the things that Blake Lively put in her amended complaint? Yes. However, so taken out of context. I mean, wow. He wasn't just out there blasting them and insulting them. And again, just to look over the things that I wanted clarification on, I wanted to sense some kind of fear or stress level because she said she was so worried. That's why she recorded the call. She was so worried. Not once. No, not at all. I wanted her to talk about or at least address the negative experience she had with Justin Baldoni and his associates. She was praising Wayfair and Steve Sarowitz. I wanted them to talk about Blake Lively reporting SH. That didn't happen. I wanted Steve talking bad or insulting or smearing Blake. That didn't happen. In fact, he just said that she's different and then says not to say anything bad about her, but she's different. That's what you got? That's what we're here for, Blake, because you're a mean girl? He said some people don't know how to be nice. Some people weren't raised to be nice. Blake's one of them. We're here because you're a mean girl? That's crazy. I wanted them to talk about anything about Blake's protected speech. Anything at all about retaliation, anything to do with the smear campaign, anything to do with insulting or defaming Blake and Ryan. Nada, nothing, zilch, zitch, zero. Again, a big nothing burger from Blake Lively, yet again caught in another attempt, and this time it's just absolutely, oh gosh, this is the biggest garbage. And bye Claire, say bye, I hope, to your career, because what producer, what big head studio, who is going to fund your movies knowing you're secretly recording the chairman of the studio, and you're going to use anything you can to climb the social ladder and move on to bigger and better what you think. You wanted community. Community was so important for you. Then you should have stuck on the right side of things. And that's the community of people that helped you make your freaking movie, which is Wayfair. This is absolutely disgusting. And I think it's just so disgusting because they made it seem like this huge attack on Blake, that Steve SAROWITZ was coming out and just attacking Blake whenever he could and saying the most outrageous things. But he's saying, I will defend the studio if I have to. I luckily haven't had to do anything that yet because Jamie Heath has been defending themselves for him. But he said, I will if it comes to court. If it comes to taking it to court, I will defend Wayfair, which everyone has a right to defend themselves. I mean, this is absolutely just, I just can't believe it. And also on this site, it does say that this phone call was recorded on August 29th. August 29th, 2024, via the metadata. August 29th, which is very interesting because if we pull up my timeline here, August 21st was when Jennifer Abel was confronted by Stephanie motherfucking Jones at work, and she was cornered, forced to sign documents, turn over her phone, turn over all of her work property, and was humiliated and embarrassingly walked out of the property. And on August 21st, that day was when Leslie Sloan, through Stephanie motherfucking Jones, she received all of Jen Abel's text messages, or at least had a conversation with Steph Jones and Leslie Sloan, because Leslie Sloan that day called Melissa Nathan and said, hey, prepare to be sued. I saw all the text messages. And then a week later, this Claire girl has a phone call with Steve SAROWITZ and records it because she's in fear. Didn't sound like no fear to me. And when I tell you, I've been here. Now, not here, y'all, obviously, but I've been in positions where I've had to talk to HR, where I've had to talk to union reps, managers, lawyers, etc. And I've recorded them, and I was in fear, and I was stressed, and I was worried. Okay, and I did it to have my own back. And now knowing that she was recording, wouldn't you want it documented, the treatment that you went through with Justin Baldoni after knowing the headlines that are coming out with Blake Lively? It just doesn't make no sense to me, y'all. But anyway, that's the recording, and that's the episode today. On the next video, I'll get into a few things that are happening in the court. Drop your comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Do you think it's a big nothing burger? Do you think it proves Blake Lively's point? Or do you think it actually, once again, helps Wayfair and shows that they were just defending themselves and they wanted it all to go away? I hope you're having a great day. It was nice being here with you. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.